Hello, everybody. Welcome to Take the Black Live, a show on myself, Dan Cheryl of winnerscoming.net, and Cheryl Wassenaar of I don't want to point a knife at you.
Thanks.
Cultures.com. Break down all the latest Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, genre news for your pleasure. And Cheryl, we are here, sitting here in the wake of the first episode of Game of Thrones Season 8.
Yes, we are.
How are you feeling?
Much better now that I have this Mountain Dew.
Okay, show off the Mountain Dew.
I do need to show off the Mountain Dew. This was sent to us by Mountain Dew. It is a fancy Game of Thrones can that has Arya's list of names on it. Thank you. And when it gets cold, you can see the text more easily, and it has all of the names of the people that are dead crossed out. It's very Mountain Dewy. It does not taste it's not special flavor or anything like that, but it's just great because we have a lot to talk about, Dan.
It's pretty awesome. But between that and the Game of Thrones Oreos, there's a lot of cool things going on.
Yes, and sugar.
And the freak snowstorm on Sunday here in Chicago out of nowhere.
It was great.
It was horrible.
It made going to Celebration that day fantastic.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was just, we hadn't had snow in a while, and then Game of Thrones comes back, winter is here. It was insane, even though it's over. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching us, guys. Thank you, Christian, Diane, David Harris, Linda, Michael Douglas, love your movies, Tommy, Christopher, Kelly, happy to see everybody. Leanne, Sue, of course, Julie, Terry, Lisa. Okay, so, Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 1, we watched it, you loved it. We actually, if you're not aware, we have a new show we're doing right after the episode called Take the Black React, where we break down the episode immediately after, go through it point by point. If you want to watch that, the talented Richard can point a link in the comments. I thought here, we're not going to go through every little point, because we did that on Take the Black React, and I invite you to go watch that, and then watch it with us if you can after the episode. But I really want to hit a couple points about the episode, because of course we want to talk it. And if you have questions, let us know your questions. I would love to hear them. Okay, so the first kind of point I want to hit about the episode is something that we disagreed on. A lot happened in the episode.
Yeah.
Daenerys comes to Winterfell and her entourage. Jon finds out his real heritage. He wants to sleep with Cersei. All yada, yada, yada. What did you think, Cheryl Wassenaar, and what did you all think, Wick Live Nation, of the dragon flight scene? Daenerys and Jon Snow go to Rhaegal and Drogon. Jon mounts the dragon for the first time, flies it through the air, and then they make it out in front of a waterfall while the dragons look at them like angry cats.
Oh boy, you guys. Oh boy,
We're just going to jump right into it and start the part. Julie, it was really busy. You have no idea.
Yeah,
She asked how busy it was, that show.
very,
It was great.
very busy. Okay, let me attempt to coalesce my extremely mixed feelings about the dragon flight sequence.
Go on.
Okay, so I think showing off that Jon is capable of riding a dragon, and by the end of it seems to have a modicum of control, will be useful.
You ruined horses for me.
Yes, ruined horses, blah, blah, blah. I think that is important for him because we're probably going to need two dragons being controlled by riders at some point. Like,
there's some plot set up there.
There's some plot set up there. I think that is relevant. But Daenerys is really, really weird form of flirting. Like, when she's like, that amused little smile, and she's like, well, I've enjoyed your company if you get murdered by my dragon. Like, that was kind of weird for me. And then the whole, like, making out in front of the waterfall while Drogon gets cranky about it was, like, not my speed. But I think in some ways it also showed off, like, what the season's going to be capable of in terms of CGI usage. Sure. How far it's come, how cool they can actually make these dragons look in live action.
They've come a long way, haven't they?
They've come a long way. But in some ways it was just kind of like, ooh, like, I don't need to see y'all making out again, guys. Like, I got that in season 6. Or season 7, rather. I'm good. I know what y'all are doing. I don't need to know anymore.
Okay, Lisa says she was bored with it. He ride a dragon, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Diane liked the first episode. Loved Jon the Dragon Rider. Resting angry face the dragons have, says Tommy. Nobi says, a little cheesy, but I do like that they showed him riding a dragon.
Yeah.
So a bit of a mix of it.
That basically sums me up. It's a little cheesy, but I liked the dragon riding.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with the flirt. I thought that was kind of cute. I mean, it's pretty in
This
line.
is Game of Thrones. Nobody's cute.
Okay. So that was what intrigued me about the sequence.
Yeah.
It is definitely atypical for Game of Thrones a bit.
Yes.
Because, I mean, if you put A Whole New World Aladdin music over that, it would more or less fit. Like, it was kind of it totally was. It was like a YA fiction sort of fantasy moment. It was like Kit Harington as in How to Train Your Dragon 3, and then, like, kind of came over and did the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't have the dark tones we're used to. The first time I watched it, I was pretty thrilled by it. I honestly was. Like, it was a big TV. I was like, whoa, whoa. I was, like, ducking and diving. I was smiling. I felt good. It wasn't quite as great the next time I watched it. I rewatched the episode because, of course, I did a couple of times. And
At least you own up to it.
it still worked.
Yeah.
Here's what I thought was intriguing about it.
Okay.
I do think it's setting up for because we're going to need John on our dragon. I think it's important to see them being affectionate, too. And I know we could talk about whether we buy their affection or not, but I do think it's important that we see that because it's going to be undermined. And we know that, right? We know the secret's going to get out and yada, yada, yada. It's already ruined for John.
Yeah.
Now he knows she's his aunt, and he knows that they're rivals for the Iron Throne. What I thought was intriguing about it is that even though it was maybe the most jubilant sequence in the history of the show, which is not very a Game of Thrones thing to be, it couldn't not have an undercurrent of this cannot possibly last. Like,
Yes.
you know it can't last.
Oh, yeah.
I like that it came right after the scene where Varys kind of had that little mini line about, we're old, and he literally said, nothing lasts. I think that was on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
I think they knew what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
So I appreciated that. I liked that the final shot was of Drogon leering. And I've seen some commentators say that it was like, that's a silly, funny moment. I don't think so. I think that's kind of a gravity moment of this relationship is not going to be all smile and rainbows. There's a giant fire-breathing,
Lizard-adjacent creature.
who is a metaphor for the horrible end it's going to meet.
Yes.
That's what I got from it. So I thought, I don't think it was just pure cheese, like it came off as cheesy, but I think there were a few layers there that I liked.
Yeah, I'm not denying the existence of the layers. I think that they kind of overplayed their hand, metaphorically speaking, when it came to pouring on the cheese. Like,
It was cheesy.
there's, dare I say, too much cheese. Like, you could definitely pick up that irony and all of those, like, looming undertones of doom and gloom. Like, they're coasting over this abandoned landscape.
That's true. It wasn't exactly like
Yeah.
like a Florida tropical paradise they were flying over.
Yeah. Like,
Desolate.
desolate is a good word for it. But I also think that there was a way to do it that wouldn't have been so cheesy.
Probably.
Like, I like cheese, both physically and in my TV, but there was a little too much for this to work for me in the way that I think it was intended to work for everybody.
This is uncanny. Linda says my favorite scene was Daenerys' witchy smirk when they were marching in and she was told she wouldn't be welcome. Witchy. I guess this is a description that was just I've passed me by. And Jody says they gave us a nice moment because all hell is going to break loose. Give us this, damn. Which I agree with. I'm with you, Jody. I like that.
Why do you think I wear black so much, Jody?
The witchy one was
That's a joke.
Was Linda.
Yeah.
It's all about the witchy stuff.
Hey, Linda, are you from the Midwest? Is that like a Midwestern thing, maybe?
I'm from the Midwest.
No, you're from the Midwest. Dang it. Okay. Never mind. Maybe a specific subset of Midwest. But
Maybe they're all just big Stevie Nicks fans.
Shh. Don't
Okay.
come for me like that.
Anyway, another thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. Bran Stark. He was kind of the breakout meme star of this one, definitely.
Because he's just sitting there, just staring like
Just
a
sitting
creeper.
there. But okay, I have a headcanon theory I want to run by you, if I can.
Okay.
Okay, so the memes are all about Bran Stark just sitting in the courtyard, not really moving, waiting for an old friend, looking at everybody, looking at Tyrion, looking at Jaime, looking at Dany and Jon, looking at Sam. I think he has a very specific plan. Okay, hear me out.
Okay.
So, Probably the best scene of the episode, if I was going to name one, is Sam getting his heart broken by Danny and then going to tell John the truth. I thought if I say that's the best one, what do you think? You agree with me?
My favorite scene was actually Sansa and Tyrion's reunion.
That wasn't bad. Yeah.
Like, I used to think you were the cleverest man alive. Like, that's some cutting.
I mean, he has been like batting. His batting average has gone way down.
It's true, but like the fact that she says it to his face. Oh, that was great. Anyway,
I just
please
love Arya
continue.
and Sean. That was a good scene too.
Yes,
And the grass
yes,
that was really good.
It was a good one.
Yes.
Bran has a plan for Sam.
Okay, so Danny tells Sam that she killed, executed. By the way, I love the words people choose to use when they're trying this. It's always, did Daenerys murder Sam's brother or father? Did she execute Sam's brother or father? I think she executed them because she was a queen and she offered them a way out and she has power of justice and all that stuff. Personally. But, minds differ, obviously.
Execute is the word I would use.
Okay, really? Good.
Yeah.
Sam, I think, would
It was brutal, but it was
probably
an
say
execution.
murder.
Probably.
And I thought John Bradley was great. I thought he was, throughout that whole sequence, I felt for him, who plays Sam.
Subtle MVP in that episode.
Yeah, I think so. Bran and him, maybe sounds if you think. Okay, so Sam goes outside. Bran's just in the courtyard. And then Bran tells him, now is the time to go tell John his truth, the truth about the parentage. Okay, my theory is this. They could have told John at any time, really. I mean, like, he would have talked to Bran. Like, Bran told them, we don't have time for this. He could have said, I have time to tell you something. He waited until he knew that Sam had just gotten the bad news about his family and was upset at Daenerys Targaryen.
I think I know where you're going with this, but please
All
continue.
right. So then Sam goes downstairs, tells John about what happened, and had he not gotten this news, I think he would have told it in a bit more of a unbiased state. But he was crying, and Sam, okay, we saw he was kind of pushing. He didn't just say, you're the true heir to the Iron Throne. He said, and Daenerys shouldn't be. Like, Sam is now kind of team John being the king. I think we can assume that if this gets out, Sansa would probably be team John being the king.
Oh, she'd be president of that club. You know it.
Yes.
You know she would just push Sam aside and be like, I am the president. And Sam would be like, okay, that's
Perhaps
fair.
Arya, too, based on what she said.
I mean, it could just be a triumvirate.
Yeah. I don't know, Brienne. About there's a
Joint
bunch
leadership.
of folk who would be in that corner.
Yeah.
Okay, so my theory is we know that Bran sees everything, knows what's going on at all times, in the future, in the past. I think, much like in Avengers Infinity War, Bran, like Doctor Strange, has seen the future, has seen a scenario where they win against the White Walkers, the Night King, whatever, and he's moving things around to make that happen. And I don't know exactly how, but in order to make that happen, John not only has to be told that he's true to the Iron Throne, he has to have his friend push for him to supplant Daenerys' claim. I don't quite know why yet, but that's what I'm going with. I think we talked about that with Jaime too, because why would Bran wait for Jaime?
I mean, I would say to troll him, but Bran doesn't know what trolling is anymore.
Exactly. Bran doesn't have it in him. I think he has a very specific reason for waiting for Jaime that way.
Yes.
I think Jaime plays into it somehow.
Yeah. I am pleased to say that I knew where you were going with that theory.
Okay.
But I would specifically add that I think Bran has a plan to split up Jon and Daenerys.
Totally. I think that's part of it.
Yeah, I think that's part. I just wanted to make sure that that was also part of your theory, or if I was just reading too much.
Oh, no.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Again, I'm not sure how that's going to ultimately lead in humanity's survival, but I think somehow it will.
Look, I'm not saying that Daenerys is a very distracting individual, but she's a very distracting individual.
Okay.
I think the timing of this relationship is bad enough that it could actually doom humanity. So.
Well, I mean, but how bad will it be when they break up hideously and then they're fighting
Maybe
for
they
each
break
other
up
for
when
the
she's
throne?
dead.
Whoa, you think it's going to go that far? Maybe. I don't know.
trust the show to keep anyone safe.
I guess not. I mean, because having Jon push for his claim is going to make things harder for the living, not easier. At least you would think that. But I think ultimately, Bran being all foresighted and stuff,
Yeah.
he knows that that's it has to happen to get to the scenario where they win.
Yeah. Maybe it's not even that Jon has to push for his claim necessarily. It's that he has people to push for him.
Oh yeah. I mean, Jon is not
Yeah.
going to do that. Personally, my theory, Sam's going to leak it. Sansa's going to get a hold of it. She's going to tell everybody, and that's how it's going to happen.
Oh, man.
That's how I think it'll happen.
I'd be down.
Because Jon's going to be like, maybe I don't tell her. I don't want to be king. I'm so sick of people giving me authority.
And Sansa's like, buddy.
You're taking it.
Have I got a proposition for you?
Oh, wait, Julie says, it was their choice to not bend the knee. They knew the consequences. They did what she needed to do. Sam is a jerk. Love it. Love the hot take.
I mean, I feel like Daenerys was kind of not delivering that in a way that was...
I mean, how do you deliver that well, though?
You don't, but like the fact that she looks kind of pained as she's saying it, like maybe I think you could read that as an expression of regret to some extent, and I think that might have messed with Sam's head a little.
I mean, it's always interesting how we have different interpretations of stuff. Like,
Oh yeah,
like I thought she was like pretty. She did that whole like Daenerys kind of turn off the feelings, look straight ahead, middle distance stare.
yeah.
Thing. Which she has been known to turn on now and again.
Yeah, but before that, there was this little like realization of
true.
Nike, like it was bad.
Like Amy says, I think that Dany is actually the Ice Queen, and all her dragons will die, and she will sacrifice herself to the Ice King. Be with her dragons. That way, she will get her throne. Amy, that's pretty intense.
Yes, that's a good theory. I like it.
It's a good theory. Yeah, I like that.
I like weird theories. So
Okay, and Christina points out Dany never likes to have people executed. And then Amy wants Daenerys to die now. A multiplicity of viewpoints. That's what makes Game of Thrones such a fun fandom to be a part of.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So, any other things you want to highlight from the first episode?
No, I already got to yell about Sansa basically calling Tyrion dumb.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was great.
Okay, and if you want to see our full recap, which Josh Hill and I did, and you will be on episodes in the future, don't worry. Right after the episode, we have the link in the description, and you can watch us after the episode immediately, right here on the Winter's Command Facebook page for Take the Black React. Do you like that name? I thought it was very clever.
It's very clever.
Okay, let's move on to the next episode. We're done with this one. We'll get rid of it. We already have picks for the new episode. Let's take a look at a few, see what we can guess, because I have some idea.
And funnily enough, we don't have a title again, guys.
We don't, of course. Okay.
Lyanna Mormont! Oh my god, I'm so excited about this.
You stand. Go ahead.
I stand.
What are your thoughts?
Let me. Okay. So
I'm sorry, really quick. Just in case you didn't hear, these are images from the next episode of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
802. No title.
yes, Lyanna Mormont in armor is something I didn't know that I needed.
Look how cute.
But yeah, she's cute, but she also looks like she could murder you, and I think that that's
does.
appropriate.
It's like tiny little armor.
It's really well made.
It is.
And I also really like it because, in the other images, which you can see on either winteriscoming.net or culturist.com for different perspectives on what we're seeing in these images, because we see different things. Lyanna's one of the few women or girls that wears armor in
like
these
her and
pictures.
Brienne.
Her and Brienne. And I think it's very pointed that she's one of the ones wearing armor. Like, I'm not going to lie, I think she could take me in a fight, and I'm several inches taller than her. What do you
probably.
see?
I mean, I see more or less that. I'm always intrigued if they're going to give some shading to Lyanna Mormont, because she's kind of used as this, tiny little badass battering ram.
Mm-hmm.
Like she just kind of says, she blasts what you're all thinking, but no one will say. But she doesn't have a whole lot of I don't know, nuance to her.
I don't think
she is 10, so it's fine.
10-year-olds don't have nuance. They don't have nuance. I've been 10 and I have 10-year-old relatives. There's no nuance
Fair
there.
enough. But yeah, I mean, she's always a fan favorite. Okay. How about we have to talk about, of course, Jaime's trial. We saw that in the preview for the episode.
Oof.
So we know that basically Jaime's going to stand up in front of Daenerys Targaryen and Sansa and Jon. They're all at the little table. Mm-hmm. And what do we think is going to happen to him? Some angry folks in the back there.
Well, we know he makes it to a battle scene.
We do. I
based
mean,
on the trailer.
we don't need to talk about like we don't know.
Right.
This isn't really a spoiler. We've seen Jamie in the trailer for the season. He's clearly in a battle, so
Yeah.
he's probably not going to die next week.
Probably not. One thing that I did notice is I think it's mostly the lighting, but I note that his hand is way less golden than it usually is. Like, it kind of looks like it's dirty and it's been used and it's very kind of dull and it's almost looking more silver than gold. And I don't know, that might be a really extended metaphor for how Jamie is kind of being his own man for once.
Also, that just blue filter in the north they have over everything.
Oh, yeah. Also, lighting issues. Like, don't read too deeply into that one, guys.
Nina thinks that Bran will save Jamie from execution.
I believe it.
You really think Bran will be the savior? Do you think Bran will tell about push, push, shove, shove, splat, splat, no legs, paraplegic?
I think he could use it. I think he could say, this is what Jaime Lannister was. This is what he is now. He is coming despite his sister's broken promise. He's not doing this for love anymore. Ha-ha! He's not doing it for love anymore. He's...
Oh!
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. That was good.
He is doing this out of a sense of duty to the living. Like, he is trying to be a good person, and I use that very loosely. Nobody in this show is good,
right?
Unabashedly. I think Bran could do it.
I think Bran, Brienne, and Tyrion are all people in his corner.
Yes.
And I think, a combination of that.
Yeah.
I thought you might say, like, what if Bran tries to, like, blackmail Jamie? Like, I won't tell people about this if you, like, do how I wish. Which could play into my theory. He needs Jamie to do something to set up the win scenario.
Maybe Bran... I don't think it has to be necessary blackmail to achieve that thing. I mean, if Bran helps Jamie out, like, Jamie already owes Bran something for pushing him out of a freaking window.
Yeah, right about it.
But, like, saving him after that, that's a life debt, to make a Star Wars metaphor. It's Jamie owes Bran something here, and I think that.
And now he actually has a conscience that can think himself into paying it.
Yeah.
Which would not have been the case like several years ago.
Nope.
Sheldon says that everyone showing up at the same time reminded me of the final Seinfeld show. Sure, why not? I can take it. And David Harris thinks that nope, no chance. Bran divulges that info, but would not be able to stop Jon from executing Jamie. Yeah, see, I agree with that. Like, come on. I think Sansa and Jon would not hear from, oh, you made my brother a paraplegic? No, you're going down. Sorry. Sorry about it.
I think I could see it either way. So maybe this is how Jamie does his penance.
And Bran cannot hold a title, as Lisa points out. Says,
That's correct.
Yeah. I mean, or at least he's not interested in it. Clearly, he has no desire.
Yeah.
All right. So another image from episode 802.
Roll it.
We got Grey Worm Missandei.
Grey Worm looks awfully in his feelings in this picture.
Yeah, which is, he's getting those feelings back.
Yeah.
Been taken away from him. Now
Yep.
he's actually going to look, I don't know, concerned. So in episode 801, like, we had a lot of characters, but not all of them got lines. And they kind of made a point to give us photos of characters we didn't see or didn't hear talk.
Right.
I actually really liked the moment of Grey Worm Missandei in the premiere when they were like...
Changing the look. Yeah.
Or just they were looking down, like the Lords were looking at him like, oh, this is the first black people you've ever seen, aren't they? And they just look kind of uncomfortable and just kind of the opposite of attention. And obviously those two, long-running romance, which I've actually come on board with. I wasn't on board with it immediately.
Get on the ship.
At some point, they got me. And now I'm on board.
Doing that. Yeah, they do that. They grew on me.
I think it was when they had their sex scene. I was like, that's beautiful. No, just the idea.
I know.
Just the idea that there are these two, like, really wounded people whose lives were just kind of destroyed by slavery and home institutions. And they've managed to find each other, and the one doesn't even have genitalia, but he can still find love. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
He's so dead, though, right?
Oh, yeah. He's done for. He's done for. Say your prayers, kids. He's not living.
Zane points out, Grey Worm's fear because of Missandei will be the death of him. Ooh, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Okay, the way I saw it is he's worried. He's worried. He's worried he's gonna die, and she's gonna be far from him because she can't fight.
True. I think what Amy's suggesting, you can misquote me if I'm misquoting you, Amy, is that his fear of for Missandei will somehow get him killed. Like he'll hesitate or something.
Yeah.
There's, I'm sure that's some kind of Greek.
Oh, and there's all kinds of potential all up in there. I think any of those things is.
I feel bad that I'm writing off his life so quickly because he could live.
I have no mercy. He's dying.
Okay, and Lisa, Cheryl, she's laughing at you laughing. All right.
What can I say? I like to cackle.
Okay, and finally, we had one more. There are a bunch of images. You can go see them on Winter's Coming or Culturist. So also, Gilly didn't show up in the first episode at all.
They're all dead.
No, they are not.
They're
None
all going
of
to
them die.
They're all
That's my
going to
prediction.
die.
They're not. You think so?
One of them's going to die.
I'm calling it all three of these folk live. I think that. That's my gut instinct.
Nobody, somebody is not living in this picture by the end of the season. It's too cute.
Who's going to be close enough to die? I think they all live.
I don't know. Maybe the Night King comes in for one of the babies.
Oh, maybe he just wanted Gilly's baby this whole time.
Yeah.
That's why he's going past the
That's
wall.
what it is. Look, man.
I love this image, by the way.
Oh,
just
it's a great
the
image.
visual of it. I think it's it's unique. It's a unique angle. I love the kind of the I don't know, the color tone, the way it's not really all that high contrast, but you can still see cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
It looks like a painting almost.
Yeah.
I love it. And hey, look, baby Sam is at last not an infant. Hasn't been for a little bit.
Yeah. He's a full-on toddler now.
Actually grown. All right.
And I feel like his position of sleeping is not accurate. I've seen toddlers sleep in way weirder positions. So I'm a little like, this is too sick. Like, he should be like kicking Sam or like stealing blankets or something. This is too tame.
Intimate though. I like that image a lot.
Yeah, it's a very peaceful image, and that's why they're all gonna die.
Rembrandt. No, they are not going to die. They are not going to die.
Someone's gonna die from that picture.
No, they're not. I'm calling this.
Nobody's allowed to be happy in this show.
I don't know why I'm dying on this hill, but I am. Sam,
Somebody's gotta
Gilly,
die.
and little Sam all live. That's my prediction. What do you guys think? What do you agree with me? They die, says no. Remember, no happy endings. Someone gets a happy ending. Mini Sam is a White Walker, says Julie. Damn, Julie has like dark takes.
Ooh, that's why he's so calm when he sleeps.
Okay. So there are more images. You can go
Yes.
see them. I do. There's one of like Varys, Daenerys, and Jorah, and Daenerys has like big crazy eyes. Like they're all planning like a strategy or something.
Okay, can I die briefly on a hill that I've been dying on since season 7?
Sure.
Can Daenerys Targaryen get armor? For the love of
Yeah.
the 7.
Yeah, that would be a good decent idea.
Everybody else is in armor. Well, Sansa's not, but that's okay. Sansa doesn't wear armor. Daenerys is still just in that.
She will be in like battle. That fur coat is like 3 episodes old. Do you realize that?
I know, but also pretty sure a giant ice spear could penetrate it. It's not very defensive.
I mean, if a giant ice spear could penetrate dragon skin, I don't think armor's going to save her. But I do agree that like an arrow.
Yeah, like, come on, man, Daenerys. I know you want to look cool.
Christina's on your side. Give everyone armor. And Julie Davies just says, save yourself from heartache. Expect everyone to die. I refuse. I'm getting my hopes up.
Death for everyone. I'm with
Okay.
you, Julie.
Let's take out this discussion. Cheryl, you had quite an experience over the weekend.
Yes.
What did you do?
I went to Star Wars Celebration. Yay!
Is it Star Wars Celebration or the Star Wars Celebration?
Star Wars Celebration.
Star Wars Celebration. What is Star Wars Celebration?
So it is basically a convention that is dedicated entirely to Star Wars. I'm going to apologize to our non-Star Wars fans in the audience.
Like Julie.
Like Julie. I know. I will make it brief for you. So it was 5 days of panels, exhibitions, cosplay, shopping, madness on the at McCormick Place and Wintrust Arena.
Here in Chicago.
Right here in Chicago. I went all 5 days. I have posted readouts of panels on cultures.com, including descriptions of stuff that I saw that was kind of exclusive to panels. I've brought some things.
What did you get, Cheryl, from the Star Wars Celebration?
I got a lot of stuff, Dan, but I brought some stuff that was more easily transported. So
Did you buy the stuff or just get it?
some of it I bought, some of it I just got. I will explain with each item. So let me pull this out of the tube.
David Harris Jr. wants to know, how do you feel about the episode 9 title?
Rey Skywalker, baby. I've
I
been
hate
saying
it.
it since episode 7.
I think it's poorly phrased. The
I think
Rise
it's a
of
fine
Skywalker.
title. I think it's more than just Rey Skywalker, but that's what I'm. So anyway,
I hate the title.
so this is the poster for Vader Immortal, episode 1. This is going to be a VR experience. They're calling it an experience. So you're going to be playing as a smuggler that's been chosen by Darth Vader. Takes place on his castle on Mustafar that you can kind of see here. In his helmet, they showed footage of it. It is extremely creepy. Darth Vader is super intimidating, as he should be. I thought it was really cool. Yeah, he has a castle.
It's going to be like an experience. Where can you access it?
It's going to be on Oculus
Oh, fine.
VR. There is a trailer and more on cultures.com. Gave some more impressions of it, but we got this poster free for attending the panel at the celebration stage. And it's going to be going up on my wall eventually, but I figured I would show it to you nice people. So there's that one.
Amy asked if we can have a favorite character death next episode. Maybe, Amy. I think one more. I think we're going to have like 8 people die in episode 3.
Yeah, I think they're saving up their deaths for episode 3.
Yeah.
This is the poster for Star Wars Resistance Season 2 that I got for going to the Resistance Season 2 panel. So, yeah, here we go. We've got Kaz and Tam up top here. And it looks super dope. They showed us the entire Season 2 premiere. So
Oh, sweet.
I
How's
have it was actually really good. So I have a description of the footage, some reactions, not a huge amount of spoilers. I didn't want to completely spoil it, but there is a description and some reactions to that footage on cultures.com.
We have a question about Trekkies versus Star Wars fans in the comments.
I'm both.
Is there a name for a Star Wars fan?
No.
Like Trekkie? Okay. There's nothing?
No.
Huh. How's that possible?
Star Wars fans are more concerned about lore than fan names.
Okay.
I'm only semi-joking.
Some shade.
All right, so for those of you who have been looking forward to The Mandalorian,
Which is a live-action
Action.
Star Wars program to debut on Disney Plus later this year in November. Yeah. Starring
Pedro Pascal, Game of Thrones alum.
Oberyn Martell as this tall drink of water.
Yeah. So here is the poster from The Mandalorian showing key art. This is Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian. They showed us a sizzle reel, and then they also showed us footage. And I will admit that I was very skeptical of Mandalorian, and then I saw the footage, and yeah, I'm into it now.
How long was the footage?
Not very.
Not very? Okay.
But it was footage. The sizzle reel was a couple minutes, and the footage was a little longer. Probably about 5 minutes, I think.
What changed your mind?
The footage.
Okay.
The
Did it
footage.
look great?
Yeah, because I was like, I was excited for Pedro Pascal because I think he's a good actor, but I think he really kind of inhabits the body armor of this character in a way that is very engaging. And the footage, which I did also describe and react to on culturist.com, is it was really good. Like, I think it was just part of it was the experience of seeing on this huge screen. I was in the celebration stage, which was the Wintrust Arena for it. But it was amazeballs. And I saw it and I was like, well, I knew I was getting Disney Plus anyway, but at least The Mandalorian seems like it might be worth it.
Yeah, I'm into it. And Justin thinks that Pascal will make a great bounty hunter.
That's right.
Does his helmet come off?
No, not in the footage I saw. I don't care. It's his amazing voice. I also
you hear his voice. Cool.
You do hear his voice. I did also visit the Celebration store. It took me 2 hours in line to get in there. But I got it in there. I bought a lot of things there, but I brought one thing, which is this patch, which has graffiti of Leia on it. This is Aurebesh for Hope. So it's pretty dope. For those who don't know, Aurebesh is the written language in the galaxy of Star Wars. And it was super dope, and I purchased it because, what can I say? Sometimes we need hope. And then one of the other exclusives that I got, so I had to pay for this one, is the convention exclusive cover of Queen's Shadow by E.K. Johnston, who with Padme Amidala on the cover, who is my favorite character in Star Wars. So I didn't think I was going to be able to get this, and then I got this. And It is, in fact, signed by E.K.
No
Johnston.
way.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, that's the
that's
author?
very exciting.
That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Natalie Portman.
She wasn't there.
No?
No.
Who was it? There are a lot of folk there, right?
There were a lot of people there. Ian McDermott was there. Warwick Davis was there. What's his name? Hayden Christensen was there.
Hey.
Pedro Pascal was there.
Of course he was. Yeah, I saw him. He was having a good old time.
He was having the best time of his life there. Jon Favreau was there. Dave Filoni was there. There were a ton of people there. Like most of the voice cast of Resistance was there. Daisy Ridley was there. The only major person that kind of wasn't there was Mark Hamill.
Oh, yeah.
He was working, so he couldn't make it.
Right.
But yeah, it was amazing. More is on cultures.com for y'all. I'm going to be posting cosplay pictures Thursday or either tomorrow or Friday as a slideshow, just of all the cool cosplayers I saw there, because there were a lot of them. Spent plenty of money.
Very cool.
But yeah, and then I got to come here on Sunday night to cover Game of Thrones. So it was like...
It's been wild.
It's been nirvana.
I just have one more question for you, and then we'll wrap up. Just if you're wondering, we are done with the Game of Thrones portion.
Yeah.
But here's one Star Wars about. It's pretty cool. Justin asks, or just says, Emperor Palpy. Speaking of Ian McDermott, what do you think of the Emperor showing up at the end of that trailer?
Oh my gosh. I think it's really cool. I think that it's very kind of a balanced approach because, Luke is saying in the trailer, no one's ever really gone. And to have the dark side linger in this way, I think is interesting, especially because it kind of looks like Rey and Poe and Finn are going to the ruins of the Death Star. You can see the trench in that one shot. And you can see kind of the divot for the dish, or where the super laser fires out of. So we're pretty sure it's the Death Star. And I think that that's a really interesting way to wrap it up. Not that I don't enjoy Kylo Ren as a character. I think he's terrible, but I enjoy his kind of characterization as this whiny baby man. But I think that despite the fact that he is a whiny baby man whose temper tantrums are terrifying, I think that there's something more compelling about how unabashedly evil Palpatine is. So I think that there's going to be an interesting contrast between the two of them. So I'm excited for episode 9.
Fun. And I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
We're back next week, of course, with Analyze episode 802 of Game of Thrones, whatever they end up calling it. This is called Winterfell, by the way, the first one.
Yeah.
Which they released after it actually aired.
I know.
They're doing it weird this year. And we're going to do a good time Star Wars celebration, Cheryl.
Yep.
We'll be back here Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And be sure to check the Winter's Command Facebook page immediately after the episode on Sunday nights. We'll be talking about breaking it down immediately after, point by point, going through the highs and the lows, the great points and the low points. It'll be a fun time. Hope to see you there, and see you soon.
Bye, everyone.